they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting their cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting their cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting their cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting their cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thick East Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thick East Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting a cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thicky's Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thicky's Pokemon League, we're the best and the bold. Only in the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting a cheer. This is where dreams are made, winning's our quest. Oh dear, Thicky's Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thicky's Pokemon League, we're the best and the bold. Only beauty can compete, only legends are told.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 4 of the Thicky Podcast. Mr. Machiavelli joining me here in the booth tonight. Some technical difficulties from the promoter here tonight, but we are back. We are live. We've got some news. Big trouble in Little Canada. Mac, thoughts?
Yeah, Thicky Times is back. First time this season we'll see it. As you can see, Marto is locking up the Crocodile, aka TB. Tobias was pinned for the first time this season. Pretty swiftly, too, mercifully, in 2 games. He was taken down. Cyndaquil showed up, took down Lily, got the first win of the season. Staying safe, winless. A lot of barking, and just not a lot of biting from the Staying Safe camp. 0-3, he's actually on the insider track, according to JJ Bigabombs, for the #1 pick next season. Cuffed and stuffed is the word of the day. Tobias was pinned.
Trouble in Canada. Tobias pinned. Winless in Atlanta. Staying safe. Talking quite a bit today in the chat. Failed to back it up, unfortunately. Was pinned swiftly by the Mac Man. Sonny piling on. Really letting Staying Safe have it in the chat. And, the producer,
he's still going at him.
Big fan of Sonny. Big fan of Sonny. Tobias was really locked up. He was in what they call Mardo jail. It's kind of like Gitmo. Not getting out of there.
Yeah, the Crocodile Man is not happy. He does have the hat backwards. Not really sure it mattered in the long run.
Yeah, nasty guy. He's not even wearing any pants. Can we talk about that? He's a sicko. Yeah, deserved to be locked up. Public indecency. And, the teams he brought and some of the plays we saw, I'm just not sure what was going on in the Tobias camp's mind.
No.
It was kind of like Mardo was, the ASU frat leader, and then Tobias was clavicular. He got totally mogged on national television. Unfortunate look for Tobias, who, on the same trajectory as Staying Safe. They've won the same amount of games last week. So something to keep an eye on there. Bit of a regression from Tobias. But also, today I think we've got some matchups for the fans. Yep. Cerulean Conference, Mardo versus Evil Squirrel, a.k.a. the Greedent, a.k.a. Officer Guppy. Sir Guppenheimer the Fifth.
Yeah, this one already happened. Bro took down Greedent 2-1.
On a heater. Undefeated. Odds-on MVP. As we speak.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking care of anybody. Middle of the table, bottom of the table, top of the table. Mardo is mowing down and taking names. The Australian is on a heater.
The Wrangler, the Outback Wrangler, Outback Strangler in week 3, hitting Tobias with what many are calling the Bart Simpson chokehold. And Tobias on a skid looks to rebound versus Frisian, who's also record I'm unsure of.
I think Frisian is 2-1. He took down Xenom, he took down Ichigo, and he fell to MRF.
MRF, tough cookie. Frisian,
Yeah.
record still unsure, but didn't sound good. That's reporting from the Mac camp. JJ Bigabottom with the scoop. Speaking of scoops, Tobias got scooped and splattered on the pavement last week in Australia, like a wildlife in the road, roadkill, if you will. Tobias disposed of quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Tobias here, though, I think this week. I think Frisian's on the run right now. Tobias has been ready. He's looking to get his lick back. Tobias does have a couple things that, you can kind of go into to stop what Frisian wants to do, obviously. I think Sneasler will prove a little bit tough for Tobias, but I think he's got Spectrier, he's got Metachamp to fake out, and, Mola to get around it. Metagross, good answer as well. Haven't really seen the Psychic Terrain take off this season and for Frizz. Like I said, it's kind of a weird Psychic Terrain team, not really fully entrenched in the terrain, if you will.
I like the Tapu
Kinda
Lele
used in it.
matchup. I think Frisian's going to leverage it well. I think this is a 2-0 Frisian victory this
Whoa.
week. Tobias, I think, a little bit frazzled by the Johnny Bravo incidents. And probably not going to rebound this week versus a very hungry and scrappy veteran in Frisian who looks to take out the trash, which he's very good at. Staple household chore, particularly in the southeast, where Frisian hails. Tobias calls it a contentious set. Whichever game it was, Marto lost. That was a 3-game series. It did look as though Marto was maybe playing with his food a bit. Not too concerned. Knew he had that series wrapped up. Tobias quite frazzled. Really crumbled or wilted, many are saying, on the national stage. Those are the ones you have to win if you're going to expect to make it back to the finals, third time in 3 years, likely to come to an end. Unfortunate for Tobias. I think he goes down to the scrappy veteran here in week 4.
Yeah, you could see Lele taking over. It's a matter of getting it in good advantageous situations, which Frisian has struggled to do this season, but he can do it. I mean, he's playing real comfortable. I think he's getting them angry by running, delaying the game later in the week. I hope he delays it one more day. Maybe drag it out to Friday, really get Tobias heated, get him frazzled. Perhaps Johnny Bravo will make a return. I mean, maybe we shine that Gotham light and have Johnny Bravo show up and, frizzle him up.
Yeah, frizzle him on up. That's next up, myself versus Xenom. Myself with a revamped roster, of course. Brief talks with the Xenom camp. Nothing materialized, unfortunately. He's also looking to improve the roster as we head down the home stretch here of the TPO regular season.
Just looking at his roster, thing that stands out for me the most is Shaman Sky. I
Probably
think that
the
can prove to be.
Phalanx stands out the most.
I try to ignore that. I try to put my finger above, on top of Phalanx. I try to ignore that.
Above what, Mr. Mac? Share it.
Got knocked in there. I try to cover the Phalanx up. I was really playing with 9 mods. Let's be honest with you with here. Phalanx is up there for one of the worst overall picks. We won't really harp on that too much, but Cinderace is going to have to play a decent role here. Obviously, when you're going up against Staraptor, it's probably going to be Scarf, so you got to plan around that. Especially with Shaman Sky. I think Shaman Sky is going to be the key to victory for Xenom here. Can he keep it healthy? Victini, another candidate to be scarfed. Caesar can chop it down. Bullet punches, etc. I just don't see a way for Xenon really to get into good win con situations. His team's very passive. And the mons that he do have that he tries to set up with, they're just not really, mons that you really kind of bank on winning late game, right? I mean, Silvalley's played a decent role. Really seeing any reason for it to get through here. I got Mikey 2-0.
Thank you for the kind words. We don't want to predict ourselves, but we predict a strong 2-0 victory here this week. Looking forward to playing Xenom for the first time. Xenom, the Phenom, many are saying after last week's performance.
Yeah.
Ichigo 90 versus Trey, the substitute, the rookie, the newcomer to the league.
Yeah, Trey, not really sure at the talent level. Kind of did some scouting on him. He's played in the past.
Did make a blockbuster trade with the Pickerton camp. Raging Bolt
Sure.
gone. Garchomp in. Thoughts?
Yeah, he picks up Tusk, and it's a very good week to pick up Tusk, of course. Any week, but not this week. I mean, it's going to have a tough matchup. Wellspring is going to be tough. Deoxys Speed is going to be tough. Volcarona can burn it. Gardevoir can really start to mount some pressure on his team. I don't really know what Trey is going to do here. I haven't really been impressed with Ichigo 90's performances so far. We have seen Mega Gardevoir get going. Haven't really seen it take over like the first overall pick you want it to. I like Ichigo 90's roster matchup-wise here. I just don't know if it's going to get the job done. I can't see Tyranitar proving a little bit of a nuisance for things like Chi-Yu. But, man, I mean, on paper, I like Ichigo 90's matchup. But I'm going to roll with Trey. I think Trey, in a 3-game set, will be able to take this one.
I think Trey's a scrappy coach from what I've seen so far. Great Tusk being able to spin really opens things up for Excadrill to be maybe a little more offensive. And a great reliable spinner next to that Mega Pinsir. Sure to cause trouble. Ichigo 90, I think, doesn't really have what it's going to take. Looking at the matchup, Pinsir here looking pretty good.
Yeah.
He sees a deli on the other side. He's going to town, I think. Going to make Gabagool out of Ichigo, I think. Trey 2-0.
Yeah, Ichigo keeps running physical Blastoise, and there's been situations where if it has special moves, there's been times where it could take over at sweep, but we just don't see it. Keeps
Will
running.
we see a Mega Kick from the Blastoise or perhaps a Skull Bash before the season ends?
Probably withdraw.
Place your odds or your bets at, what are we going to call this shit? ThickyBets.com.
Biggie bets.
Stand Safe versus MRF, and I think this one is pretty clear.
Yeah.
MRF.
Yeah, I gotta say this is an MRF 2-0 written all over it. Got my hands on Staying Safe today, Hell in a Cell. We played him in some stupid pick 12 thing, whatever the hell that was too. Guppied him in that. Guppied him in the draft setting. I just don't know if his head's there, locked in. I could see 0-4. And pretty much you're eliminated from the playoffs, right, in that conference at 0-4. Even at 0-3, I think this is a slim chance. I just don't see a scenario. His roster's a mess. I think his game plan's a mess. I think MRF's got a solid squad, especially picking up Latias, right, via trade. I think he's got all the answers to what Staying Safe wants to do. I like Togekiss in this matchup.
If the season ended today, Stand Safe would be out of the playoffs. Sunny and Cyndaquil would be in. Something to think about there. Yeah, I really don't see any way here for Stand Safe to, really get things back on track. Not this week.
Mm-hmm.
But stranger things have happened in league play. But like you said, the difference in the roster construction is staggering. MRF's roster definitely more likely to strike fear in the heart of his opponents in this ruling conference. I've got MRF 2-0.
Yeah, look for Milotic to wall things like Roaring Moon and Blaziken. Keep it away from Ogerpon and Rodon Wash, and you should be fine here.
Frost DP versus Sunny, and this one I believe has already taken place as well.
Yep.
Frost DP with a dominant performance. 6-0 both games, I'm told.
Yeah, dominant, but he hacks a lot. Game 1, not really sure that was fair to the other coach. Things could have been different if he didn't hacks and crit and freeze and a lot of shenanigans going on for the DP guy returning his first week.
Yeah, got to do a little bit better. We really want to see some entertainment, not
Clean
whatever
game.
that was. Producer not happy. Sonny did fail to cover the spread. ThickyBets.com. Mr. Boy versus Chiva. This also took place.
Yeah, Chiva won 2-0 last night. Pretty convincingly, I think, both times. Quick Quavo just too much. Bronzong went down, turned 1 to a Talonflame in game 2, and that was pretty much it for Quick Quavo checks.
Mr. Boy, very, very strong roster on paper. Liked what I saw from the team game 1, more so than the team game 2. Thought the terrain, the Iron Bundle, really putting Chiva in some tough spots. Mr. Boy somewhat forgetful of the Quaquavel.
Yeah, he let it get going.
Luxio versus Tomato. Tomato splat. Low Luxio 2-1.
Yeah.
Looking good out there.
Yeah, I would have had, if we were doing predictions on this one, I would have looked at the rosters and I would have keyed in on Cornerstone after a Trailblaze. If you look at Tomato's roster, a lot of things just don't want to see that if Corviknight doesn't come, right? I mean, you look at Rodom Heat, boom. Mega Heracross, boom. Pult, boom. Darkrai, boom. Primarina, boom. Mew after some chip, boom. And a lot of things just get whacked by that Ogerpon before you even start talking about the other threats on Luxio's team. Mega Caesar, I think, took over game 2 after a Swords Dance, which was just really, really tough, I think, for Tomato to find his footing. I think we're going to review those games next week. Kind of curious why Corviknight did not make an appearance for Tomato. Really would have liked to have seen that, 1v1 Caesar a couple times and Lando and whatnot, but we'll see what happens in the Tomato camp.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty great Corviknight matchup on paper, I must say.
Yeah.
Maybe saving that for the playoffs as the season end is fast approaching. Lily Rose the Demon versus Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil wins. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at this one and another one, on paper, Venusaur looked really good in the Lily's team. Just kind of looking at it really briefly, Urshifu doesn't want to face it. Of course, the Weather Ball with the Sun, Mega Wow against O-Code. After a growth, I mean, a lot of things, right? Zygarde's taking heavy damage, if not O-Code. Ferrothorn can't live a Weather Ball. Starmie, of course. Low Kicks, Farigiraf, just a lot of things.
Yeah, the roster on Lily's side leaves a lot to be desired, and those weaknesses were showcased here in Week 4. Cyndaquil, very excited. Has he ever won in league play prior?
He has. Yeah, I don't remember who it was against, but definitely picked up a win. Oh, it took down Dev. I think he won two games 2 seasons ago. Beat Dev, and I think beat... I forget who it was. I'll have to go back and look.
One more win, then staying safe, the other scrappy veteran in the conference.
Went 2-6 one season.
Not in that conference. In the other conference, but scrappy veteran, winless as we speak. So now we got some replays. Make a replay review. Starting with Mardo and Tobias. Tell me when you're ready, Mac, and we will get this thing playing.
Ready to clicking right now.
Yeah, and we're live in Mardo 11, getting the Palafin involved early, getting that transformation going. Slowking Galar, another very nice piece that Mardo has available. Drafted, nearly what looks like an OU team. Putting together quite the roster, ensemble cast there for the Aussie. The Nuzzly.
And you see Tobias here going for the setup early with Spectre. Take a unneeded Toxic right there. I don't know why.
Not a good look. Not really what you want to see, knowing that Porygon 2 able to stop most of what you want to do there. Gotta maybe be a little more patient with the Spectrier. Maybe saw Johnny Bravo looking at him in the crowd.
I think that's what it was. I think he saw Johnny Bravo joined, and he kind of took his mind off. The Dunsparce, very nice shiny. Actually, really kind of threatening this team after a couple calm minds with Boom Burst and whatnot. Does not want to take an EQ from Lando. Molo does not want to take it either. I mean, look at that switch in. Spectre is going to get banged. Boom, see you later. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, you probably just
really a waste.
Probably just want a Boom Burst there. Get some big damage on a very potent threat on the side of Mardo. Unfortunately, maybe chokes a little. Dunsparce does retreat, and that may have been what cost Tobias the game and the series.
Yeah, I mean, Porygon's going to take a knockoff here, teleports out of there. I mean, Lando's just putting a ton of pressure on the team the whole series, right?
Ton of pressure.
EQ, boom, thanks for coming out.
Looking at a choice-banded Landorus T here, just wreaking havoc. No ground immunity, very difficult to win against a Landorus Therian form like that. Choice band doing a lot of work here.
Right, and I think he's just got to keep Iron Moth at bay here, right? I think that's the only way He loses is if Iron Moth gets going. Of course, takes the one here, but you just got to keep it away. Of course,
I mean,
Palafin's going to be your
you're
one
at
answer.
the point now where one bulk up from Palafin in the game is pretty much over anyway. Maybe not even need the bulk up at this point.
Right, and you're just keeping Skarm alive for the Serena.
Yeah, switching back and forth like a dip shit, some would say. That was Dev, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, a lot of switching from that guy.
Yeah, switching
And
back
again,
and
just-
forth.
Just body pressing, just getting damage off. You don't want to take a fiery dance. Nice prediction there from the Bay Anomaly. Not really sure what that means. Sludge Wave, of course. I think you just got to play it safe here, though. You're up 5-4 in a very, very winnable
Serena
situation here.
immune to the Jet EP. However, Palafin's still able to outrun with mild speed investment.
I actually learned that the hard way one time. I did not know that ability. I lost a playoff game
Wow.
because I ice sharded Serena.
You did
with
what, Mac?
Weavile. I ice sharded
Gross.
a Serena with Weavile, and it didn't work, and I got pinned. I think I lost that series. I forget who it was against.
Yep.
I think it was like DP or something. I don't
Thanks,
remember.
Mac, for the boring anecdote. Metagross. Ballsy play there you saw just a moment ago. Slow King Galar out for Mardo. Opts to stay in versus a potential knockoff. Probably threatening a KO from the Choice Band and Metagross. And gets the chilly reception on the pursuit turn. Huge swing there for Mardo. Just Tobias not able to keep up. Always one step behind. Mardo really reading him like a book.
Yeah, I just don't see a scenario for him to win now. I mean, it was winnable a couple of turns ago, but now it's kind of just over. Just got to keep getting Moth. Once Moth goes down, it's really just that's it. Sludge Wave, of course, not really doing
It's
anything.
not able to get anything done without those fiery attack boosts. Not going to find him here, though.
Right, Pursuit, boom. Metagross finally gets the
nails that
win.
Slow King, but not going to be enough.
Right, and here goes the EQ,
Good night.
cleaning up. You can go out. U-turn from Serena there would have been big with Slow King down, right? Not really sure why I didn't click U-turn there, and that he finally clicks it, but now Skarmory, you can just body press. Can't take another body press. Palafin, cycle.
I think we do see a forfeit, if I'm not mistaken.
Not really sure that's a good look for the Tobias Keem.
No. Bit embarrassing.
He said needed boost there. There's the knockoff. Loaded dice. Another knockoff. And
That's all she wrote. Tobias pinned.
yeah, Lando just
Tough.
knock off crazy at the end there.
And
Really got
stuff.
worked.
Week 4, Tobias does fall to Mardo, the undefeated. Odds-on MVP favorite at this point in time. Next up, we've got Xenom versus Staying Safe. I clicked play, Mac. Hope you did
I
as
clicked,
well.
yep. Yeah, we did. Yeah, another one just staying safe. Very winnable matchup for him here. I just don't know why he super aggressive, right? Turn 1.
Clever reversal strategy here. Does pay dividends in this game as Screamtail goes down quickly.
Yeah.
Great value there from the Blaziken lead.
Yeah, he does pick up the Oko there. Not a fan. I don't think I'm a fan of Flare Blitz on a Sash set, though.
Got it
I'd
done
rather-
there, but not have been able to KO that Screamtail without it.
Oh, okay. Here comes the retreat. Still don't get what's going on here.
Wasn't entirely sure why the Chansey stayed into Bulldoze.
He's just raising his attack. He just wants to lose.
We
Right? I
got a
mean,
contender
this is tanking.
for maybe worst set of the season here on the Chansey Stand Safe. Also pinned in another game due to the weak Ice Beam from Chansey, who's a very,
Yep.
very weak special attacker. Not quite as weak as the Bulldoze, but the Bulldoze did allow the Enamorous to come back in and get the revenge KO.
Yeah, here's Glamora, Rock Polish. Pretty cool tech, I guess. Maybe we've seen it somewhere. But here comes the Burb. Explosion.
Fast.
Yeah, and then after this, it's just, how do you lose? You know,
Power
there's
jam.
the power jam, boom.
Bang.
There's the boost, leftovers. But
What's going
Lecky,
on?
not enough. Don't think that crit mattered.
Wow, and
He crits him. Whoa!
Enamorous often faster than the Nihilego. Not tonight. Staying safe, winless in Atlanta.
17 turns, he got pinned.
17 turns, very fast series. Xenom looking dominant in week 3. Yeah, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that Chansey set for just a moment, though.
Okay.
Not gonna get it done. You got the Ice Beam Chansey set up fodder, anything in sub in front of that. You got the Bulldoze sub fodder. And Xenom did take advantage of that at times in that series. Staying safe, not really able to capitalize from the pressure.
Probably could have gone an Uxie there, right? Versus the Phalanx instead of boosting its attack.
Quite possibly could have had a Chansey around.
And then you click Memento, and then you go into
hold on, we're starting
Enamorous
Frisian,
anyway, right?
We're starting Frisian Ichigo.
Yep. You clicked it?
Yep, we are clicked. Skinny Pete
Alright,
in
cool.
versus Dragonfly. That's Flygon versus Sneasler. Iron Jugulus has looked good in the past. Not so much this season.
I had a cousin nicknamed Huel Babineau back in the day. Not sure what happened to him. Haven't seen him.
I think he starred in Better Call Saul.
Okay.
Okay.
Charge Beam Jugulus?
Does not find the boost, unfortunately. Not going to matter.
No.
That physical Blastoise putting the Jugulus to sleep.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, right? I mean,
Ice punches into a Slow King. Not a fan of that. And then we're running.
not a fan.
Not really
Not
a
a
fan of the
fan,
Shell
Mark.
Smash flip turn. Not getting it done. Doesn't that thing learn Crunch? Could have been an entirely different game.
I would have been more proud if he Shell Smashed again,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? I mean, I think he's fishing for a freeze, I hope.
Drop the wide
Sapphire
herb.
gets burned.
Show me a Power Herb Skull Bash. Red and blue style.
I mean, I'm still waiting. There it is. Okay, Gardevoir finally not terrestrialized, Mega Evolved. Don't know why I didn't do it before.
Trilly says, Bulldoze Chansey in the chat, a look of disbelief upon his face.
Yeah, Bulldoze Chansey is up there for one of the worst sets I think I've ever seen in my life of playing this game.
What was he thinking?
Just I got no comment, bro. You stayed in on a Phalanx when you had Uxie.
Got a few
And then you go out to Enamorous. You go out to Enamorous anyway, and you just Oko it. Like, what was the thought process? Please drop a comment below if you have any ideas of what he was doing there. Walter White gets paralyzed. Not gonna matter. Walter White is gonna power through these paras. Shell Shocker's still clicking Ice Punch, Mikey. I don't know why.
Yeah, looks like it's not going to have the coverage needed. Because, what's likely on that set is probably Shell Smash, Ice Punch, Flip Turn, and probably a better Water Stab. Not going to get it
withdraw.
done.
Look like an in-game team set there. Ichigo. Here comes Fast Noodle. It was actually my nickname back in the day. Like 6th grade, they called me Fast Noodle. Skinny Pete, it is scarfed. Comes down 1-0. That game, I don't think it was that close, but it ended up being that close. Perhaps we could see Skinny Pete do some work for his TB this week. Maybe a choice band U-turn, just click it into Tinglu and just wear it down over time. We'll see.
Yeah, quite possibly. What are some other all-time worst sets we've seen in the TPL?
Back in the day, there was a guy named Holograms, and he tried to use, what was that, Parasong Azumarill without Whirlpool versus me. I don't know what he was thinking.
Didn't get it done.
He couldn't get it done. He just forgot. Listen, he had the Parasong down. He just didn't remember to trap me.
We did to see a game-deciding Garchomp play actually against you.
Brick Break.
Garchomp
Yeah,
clicking
Garchomp,
Brick Break
click,
against the Magnezone. Not going to get it done.
Yeah. We
Earthquake
also saw a
wins the
set
game.
from Ratman when he was running the Sneasler Rillaboom team. I
Just
think he
some,
was running offensive Grimmsnarl.
just some disgusting gameplay from the Ratman.
Anything by Ratman is a comment by Trillet. Yeah, just a lot of Ratman tech. He had like Charizard on that team too. I don't know what it was going on. Scouts Nations is a candidate for another just bad set. Overall bad set, guys.
0 o'clock as well. Horrific team builder. I mean, my goodness. I clicked Tachyon Cutter 7 times to win a series against him. Can't remember the sets on that one. May visit the TPL Vault, resurrect that video, get that live. Tachyon Cutter, Destruction.
I'm still
Machiavelli.
wondering what Bulldoze was for staying safe. Let's look at the doc. Maybe I can take a look at.
Yeah. Maybe
try to
try
decipher.
rollout next time, and a little bit of
Oh
defense.
yeah, roll out. That was an interesting one.
We did see a rollout this season.
Yeah, Ferrodorn is using rollout by Lily.
Was getting pretty good damage with it as well.
Yeah, it was. I tell you, it was peppering that Goldango. Then he didn't click it again.
Switched out.
I really would like to see it again. Let's see, Bulldoze, Helgo, no, Cinderace, maybe. Maybe he's trying to click it for Cinderace. I don't know. I really don't know what he was
Did
trying
work
to
out.
go
You know,
for
the
there.
thing is, if a team is physically heavy as well, the reluctance to really attack into that Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs combo can lead to some switching around, really letting Frisian, build those rollout turns up and get that damage high to where, it was even two-shotting the Goldingo, who was quite bulky, taking a crunch from Mega Aerodactyl very well.
Yeah, I'm looking at Xenob's team. I don't see a scenario where you click Bulldoze. Maybe for Cinderace, but most of the time Cinderace just kind of just scouts what you're going to do. Maybe U-turn out. Go to Mega Garchomp in case you're thinking that Chance is going to T-Wave you.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
mean, if you got the teleport on the Chansey, you teleport right there on that no-retreat turn. Bang!
Right into, your Enamorous. And just go from there. I don't know.
Teleport
really
as
don't
it
know.
comes in. A lot of ways around it.
I think he's tanking. I really do think he's tanking for the first pick.
Cyndaquil, Wobbuffet talks. Could be a big addition to the roster. Producer really wanting to see Wobbuffet
Yeah.
on a team this season. That's per producer.
Yeah,
Any
we have a
other
league-
transactions we should cover?
League High 9 people in here watching right now. Mardo says, what's the BP on Ice Shart? I don't know.
BP
Valley's
on
age.
Ice Shard.
I don't have an answer to that one. I'm sorry.
BP on Ice Shard is 45. 40 it is.
40. Yeah, 40. A lot of transactions last week. DP came in, got a whole new team. I don't know if you want to take a look at that roster.
We're
he
looking at
picked
it
up-
right now, Bob.
Yeah, so thoughts on the DP roster coming in?
A lot better than what was on there previously. Laginator lagged out week 3 of the season. Nowhere to be found.
No longer in the server.
No longer in the server. Probably booted by the curator, if I had to guess. We'll see if JJ Bigabottom can get to the bottom of that case. Latios, big, great draft mon, and then scoops Mega Aerodactyl up off waivers. Lily dropping the Mega Fossil a day prior. DP looking to buff up that roster with limited draft capital and limited points to give. Went from, basically a mono dragon, 7-year-olds team, dream team, to a fairly balanced squad here. And the Mandibuzz, a great value pick at 9 there. And then you've got Iron Hands, who also went undrafted for quite some time. Finds himself on a roster and really going to be able to, bust some holes, make things a lot easier for Mega Aerodactyl late, sharing similar counters. Nothing really able to trade with Iron Hands very effectively. DP going to be tough. Going to be making a lot of noise in that Saffron
Yeah.
conference. Mac, look out.
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of looking at it, and on paper, it's kind of like a no, really annoying team to play. You can't really play the speed tier too much. Obviously, his team is very slow, but if you do want to go bulky yourself, you have to watch out for things like Latios, who has a pretty good speed tier, 350, of course. Mega Aerodactyl is super fast. Klefki is really annoying. You don't really know if it's going to be screens, if it's going to be hazards. Prankster T-Wave, Amoonguss, you don't really want to touch it. We've seen the effect spore really hit Sunny a lot tonight. Sleep, poison, etc. A lot of that shenanigans going on. And of course, Mimikyu is just a wild card late game if you don't whack it early. And then Mandibuzz is super annoying to play against. Always hate playing. I think DP's got like 3 of the mods. Four
Speaking
actually.
of whacking it early, Tommy Tutu likely to join us here in just a moment. Whacking it early and often, the Tutu promise.
Yeah, he's kind of a sneaky guy. You gotta watch out for him.
Trey making big moves upon entry to the league and winds up with Great Touch and Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt, a big addition, offering that powerful special attacker that the team truly lacked.
And he picked up Skeledirge, who was dropped by DP slash Laginator's former roster.
Skeledirge Puha, I'm being told.
Skeledirge Puha, indeed. Shout out to DP. Happy Durga Puja, I believe is the correct pronunciation on that.
Puha. We were thinking
Puha. Puha. Lily Rose the Demon picks up Mega Mawile and Farigaraft. Mega Aerodactyl just wasn't getting the job done. Gorganical, not getting any playing time. Really upset with that. I just don't understand where Blacephalon is, though. We have not seen it appear yet for Lily Rose the Demon. Free the balloon. It's on the trade block, but really got to get that thing going.
Wouldn't mind Blacephalon and Peckerton. Our phone always able to be rang for a potential phone call. Won't always answer, but still a good idea to call. Could leave a message or send a text. Email also an acceptable form of communication with Peckerton. Fax machine no longer works. Producer.
I think one of the other big moves was staying safe. Just couldn't find a trading partner, or maybe he wasn't successful in trade talks. Tornadus T dropped. Thoughts on that one for Roaring Moon. Also dropped Ments from Mamoswine. Mamoswine, one of the better value picks, I think, was left in free agency. One of the better undrafted mods in general. Tornadus T just has a ton of trade value. Just couldn't find a partner.
Yeah, I could have maybe got some more value back for that Tornadus T. Staying safe, really trying to do something with this turd of a roster, as many of his fans are calling it. Not too impressive. Failing to put butts in seats, according to the commissioner. Could possibly be relegated next season if this keeps up.
I just don't see a scenario where he doesn't get the first overall pick.
Better candidate for Bulldoze, maybe Mamoswine.
Yep. Yeah, maybe hits a little bit harder. Torrent was scooped up pretty quickly about a half hour later. Tobias picks it up, and Dragonite is dropped. Dragonite, once again, sitting in free agency. Hasn't really had any type of momentum. Mardo says, can I get an announcement for Dugong being on the trade block? Dugong is available, according to Mardo's camp. This is not a paid program. This is an official announcement from the Mardo camp.
Dugong on the trade block. I'm sure that's going to get the phones buzzing out there in Naruma, where the Nuzleaves reside. Dugong, unlikely to fetch many suitors. One pointer for sale.
Cynical says, why do you hate Mandibuzz? Well, very annoying. Usually carrying a Rocky helmet if you don't pack hazards, if you don't pack rocks. Most of the time I have a Mon with triple Axel, a la Weavile, and Axel's a tough move to click in general. And then, you start getting worn down with rocks and hazards. It's just very annoying. Just like one of those Mons you just don't really like seeing in the building.
Just a hateful guy.
Very
defensive piece. Mandibuzz there. Solid. Back to staying safe's roster. Pretty much everything for sale, I believe. Ogerpon Hearthflame upset with being benched this past series as well. Possibly one to keep an eye on Could drop in waivers. Could also be on the trade block.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on there.
Yeah. Any other rosters or anything you want to touch on before we let the fans go, Mr. Mack?
No, I think we covered all the transactions for this week. We do have some good stuff lined out for next week. Good series to cover. Cyndaquil's games should be played. Victory over Lily. Should have some stuff lined up. Hopefully, we'll see a Frisian victory over Tobias so we can celebrate that one. Nothing really else to cover. Get that exit music going. And I'll read what the newspaper says. All right, you big scaly gator, you're under arrest. Tobias down. Mardo PD arrested him. Cuffed and stuffed.